I mean, the Patriots, they had one of the best off seasons I can remember in the last decade. And their first two picks, Will Campbell, TreVeyon Henderson, have Mike Vrabel written all over it.
Tom, when you add defense in free agency, and you got to score points at some point, and you've got to help develop your young quarterback.
TreVeyon Henderson is certainly one of the most explosive guys in the draft. You know I love Kyle Williams. I think he could be a superstar, especially with Josh McDaniels. He's going to know how to use him.
So, the New England Patriots, pretty much by consensus, were considered one of the biggest winners of the 2025 NFL Draft. An overhauled skill position room, new head coach, offensive coordinator, even bolstering of the trenches. And I agree with the majority. On paper, this could make the case for one of the more impressive offseason turnarounds that we've ever seen. But we're not here to talk about the paper.
Carry the league. It's a free play.
Yeah, Bud Dupree jumped in. Maye wisely throws it downfield.
High drawn pressure coming from Boise State. Mateer floats it into the end zone, and that's Kyle Williams hauling it in.
30-second pass block win rate, 30-second run block win rate. That is why you draft a Will Campbell in the top 5, why you go after a Jared Wilson, even why you sign veteran names like Morgan Moses, for instance. Priority number 1 for New England in these months was the front line. And there's more than good reason behind it with what transpired last season. But what preceded the first round, that is what caught my attention.
36, empty backfield. Eckhouse steps into his throw. Deep, down the sideline, caught, and out of bounds at the 5. Kyle Williams camped under it, moving and grooving.
A sit-down route and a slot fade dialed up for Kyle Williams on the field side. Now, not only has Syracuse identified this, they then even switched their coverage assignments to press the route with their best man-to-man defender. Zoom out to the bigger picture here. Empty set in the backfield, 3-by-2 alignment, and the one high safety is still favoring Kyle Williams on the weak side of the field. Hesitation release off the line, and a double move at the break of the route. His defender's hips are completely shifted in the wrong direction. All that's left is a deep ball on target.
This is exactly what I was talking about, is you're going to try to get some of those double moves, and you got actually just a defensive back that fell down.
It's been some time in waiting for New England to grab a skill set like this at the position. And what about Drake Maye? He's already shown us how he'd be able to elevate that skill set.
Drake Maye, time and distance going, and he's got him! Boutte touchdown! What a throw! A 40-yard strike! That couldn't have been thrown any better.
New England's play style had desperately been handicapped for the majority of Drake Maye's rookie tenure. The historically grotesque pocket protection, that's one side of the story. The inability for split-out personnel to separate is the other. To say short-level route designs flooded the playbook would be an understatement, which not only led to Hunter Henry essentially acting as Drake Maye's viable safety blanket, but also produced one of the least explosive offenses in all of football. Drake Maye just didn't get many of those windows and opportunities downfield. In fact, he seemingly created his own at times.
Maye, timing route in the air, it is caught! What a grab! Booty! Touchdown! New England! You can't do it any better than that. 28 yards.
Now, by no means am I trying to imply that this is wide receiver 1 of the draft, the savior of the franchise. Hell, who even knows where he'll be in the depth chart come week 1? But I will say this, his skyrocket up draft boards, that was anything but a coincidence. Everything in his arsenal typically stems from 2 main focus points: elite level breakaway speed and beyond polished footwork in his route running. Rewind back to the snap of the football quickly. This is a zone principle from Boise State with deep thirds lined up 10 yards off the release. His only goal is to keep everything Kyle Williams can do in front of him. But that's also where manipulation can come into the equation. Ultimate objective is the outside boundary being the target mark. So how are we going to clear that out? Speed release toward the seam on an inside angle, to then a stutter break cross body the second he sees the defensive back's hip rotation.
Williams brings that speed as well. Something that's been lacking with this position group for a while now is that ability to uncover, to get open quickly, to separate down the field. Really excited to see how he plays with Drake Maye. We know Drake can hit those deep balls down the field. This seems like it could be a really good match.
In full circle retrospect to the draft, Kyle Williams' success will definitely be dependent on that additional pocket stability. And that is once again where Will Campbell enters the chat. The edge containability, and especially the rapid footwork, it is going to be a breath of fresh air for this front line. You could even argue New England had a front line focus in both of the first 2 rounds, with adding what might already be a top pass pro back in the National Football League.
I love TreVeyon Henderson. His electricity as a runner, but then you can throw it to him and he'll block. So he's an every down back. I think that he would fit right there.
Sometimes it's not all about the skill set, but it's what you end up surrounding that skill set with in the huddle. Stefon Diggs, Mack Hollins, Kyle Williams. I'm not here to tell you that these 3 are your surefire day 1 starters in New England, but in my opinion, you couldn't really ask for a trio to better complement one another outside the hashes. Take this Diggs route concept for an example. 3rd and 10 sequence at their own 23-yard line. The pre-snap crossfield motion from Houston not only likely identifies the coverage, but by design, it also places Stefon Diggs completely on his own island. Now, more times than not, route patterns are predetermined at the line of scrimmage. That is not the case here with Diggs. He is actually dialed up on a choice route that's fully dependent on potential disguise from the secondary. If it remains in a too high shell off the snap, and both safeties end up dropping in coverage, he's got to go ahead to split the field and attack the gap in halves. But then there's also the other side of the equation. What if it shifts into a cover 1 look that would likely feature a robber in a crash action? Well, that boundary corner is officially unattended in hell, and all you need from this man is a coverage escape.
Ogunbowale is the back, 3rd and 10. Stroud with touch. To Diggs. Touchdown. Inbounds and a catch for Stefon Diggs. And a pickup at 21.
Beautiful route, first of all, and I agree.
It's not just the ability to create that separation, but it's processing coverages and locating those windows that New England's wide receiver room had been lacking.
Something that Stefon Diggs is so good at. When he's inside, he's able to sense what the open spot is in zone and catch the ball and get directly upfield after he catches it. Well, Jason.
With man-to-man coverage, Diggs lined up in the slot, just an out route there. Gonzalez favoring to the inside. See the toe drag before he gets out of bounds.
Doesn't matter the shell, the scheme, Diggs by pure definition is a chain mover. His numbers prior to injury last season make that even more clear than the film does. So while it will be a godsend for Drake Maye to have additional awareness like this split out wide, the presence of Stefon Diggs might be just as valuable as his production. 9 times out of 10, he's going to command the highest priority of a defensive unit's attention, which can make or break opportunities created in certain situations. Just look at the use of Tank Dell. It's a phenomenal sample size for new offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels to reference. Let's insert a visual model. 2x2 set, Diggs in a wide alignment, and Tank Dell then crossfield motions and pre-snap. Now keep Stefon Diggs on the release in your mind, but go ahead and flip the script. Now imagine it's Kyle Williams tailing him in a 2-level route design.
Eckhouse to throw it. Underneath, he's got a first down and the receiver. Look at the first. Down the sideline, Williams! Touchdown, Cougars! I love this combination. So you bring the motion out like this, but watch the clear out route, and then it allows the slant to come in right behind it. Eckhouse finds Kyle Williams, and Williams turns on the Jets.
2 realms where this offense craves a dire turnaround. 3rd down efficiency and red zone execution. Might as well just throw explosive play rate in there while we're at it. The tendencies of Josh McDaniels' scheme, it may have a solution for those areas. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but you cannot overstate how essential reinforcing this offensive line was. Whether you want to focus on Will Campbell and run fronts being able to effortlessly climb to the 2nd level. Even Jared Wilson, maybe his quick kickback ability to position himself in pass protection. While we won't know exactly what he'll look to incorporate, McDaniels in the past, he's found most of his avenues to success through heavy play action concepts. That's a luxury that Drake Maye couldn't afford often last year.
5-man pressure. Oh, May got hit hard and lost it. He got drilled by Braden Fisk, and that ball is into the hands of Kobe Turner deep in Patriots territory.
It's reassuring, at least for Pats fans, that Mike Vrabel's pushing all the right buttons, grabbing personnel that not only possesses the IQ to make the correct reads in specific plays like flex routes, but those same individuals, they can thrive in almost every unique run-pass hybrid concept you can think of.
Hudson reverses motion. They go back to the far side. Inside, Kyle Williams. Gone. Touchdown, Cougars.
Simple screen. He gets the big offensive lineman out in front.
The yak ability definitely adds more fuel to this fire on top of this. We've even somehow made it this far into the video without deep diving into Mack Hollins. And sure, while it might not be the flashiest addition, I guarantee that red zone efficiency is going to see an uptick.
Allen has time, throws to the corner, brought down by Mack Hollins. Touchdown.
Football, now they're playing basketball. Watch the rebound position. Box out, box out, box out. There you go, get your foot down.
Everything about McDaniels' play style is where he excels. It's not too hard to see why New England has gone this route with rebuilding their core. Mack Hollins being in the picture now, imagine the situation with the Kyle Williams motion plays mentioned, the Diggs option routes, Hunter Henry short reads, even TreVeyon Henderson as a threat in the flat. This man does just as much finding gaps and stretching the field horizontally, and even vertically. He actually produced the best season of his entire career a couple of years ago under McDaniels in Vegas. The entire new repertoire of skill position players, it's right there in front of him. Now you just need a quarterback that can make the reads.
Chance to get to the second level and use their athleticism.
May puts a man under it. It's caught. Hooper. Touchdown. Drake Maye dropping a beautiful dime. He finds the soft spot between the defenders and just laid it out perfectly for Hooper.
Nothing more than a simple flood concept. X on a go to extend the deep third, a shallow cross and a flat to occupy the base, but finding and striking that window as a quarterback is special. There's no reason to believe that Drake Maye won't be a quick learner of the McDaniels system. But it's funny. That only marks the air attack equation that we've covered. We could go all day long about this team, whether it be, say, TreVeyon's impact in the run game, the defensive overhaul, maybe even what Mike Vrabel's going to bring to the table. I know we didn't cover everything, but that's where I want to hear what you guys have to say about this team. So please, let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to never miss another video here. I appreciate y'all more than anything, and I'll see you in the next one.